Okay, let's try this again. So, cats are quite interesting because of the way they are built. Now you notice when you pick up a cat, they're a little floppy. And that is because their front half and back half are pretty much kept separate when it comes to how they operate. So obviously they still have, a central spine. But when they're jumping, when they're falling, they use their front and back half separately to work out a rotation. That way, as they fall, they can actually reduce their own inertia and they can rotate themselves in order to land on their feet, which is why you always hear that cats land on their feet. That's also why cats look a bit floppy. Now, there, of course, is always the message that cats... Oh. Now, of course, there's always the message that cats use their tails, and they twirl their tails, and that helps them land. But that doesn't actually assist with that. Really, it's the fact that they can... Really, it's the fact that their upper and lower halves can twist separately. So that's what keeps them landing always on their feet. That's also why cats, I don't know if you've heard, usually can survive better from above a 9-story fall than they can below it. And that's because that length of fall actually gives them time to adjust to properly land. Now, ow! Now, obviously, I'm not gonna throw any of my cats off a 7-story building, so you'll just have to take my word for it. I'm gonna insert some diagrams so that you guys can see how the process works. Hi, baby. Hi. Cats are very interesting creatures. If only because Boo Boo keeps eating Trinity's food. Will you get away from there? That's not your food. Can you cut it out? You may have heard the rumor that cats always land on their feet. And while this isn't 100% true, it is often. And that's because of the way that they use their bodies to twist around and land on their feet. They do this by being able to twist both their upper halves and lower halves separately. This manages to... She's thinking about jumping on me. Hi, baby. Hi, Boo Kitty. Cats land on their feet by rotating their front and back halves to twist their own bodies in the air. This is also why, when you pick them up, they're quite bendy as compared to dogs. You'll also notice that while dogs, when jumping, may land on their back feet, cats tend to land on all 4 feet, if they can. They also make sure that they brace. Why? Cats also make sure to brace with all 4 legs as extended as possible. This So, when you drop a cat or when the cat drops itself, they tend to brace with all four of their legs sticking out. And this is because they're trying to get as much because they're trying to land with as much surface area as possible. And they also have their arms out so that they also have their legs out. They also have their legs out so they can absorb the shock as they land. Humans do this when they fall with their knees bent so that they can absorb the landing. But cats do it with all four legs. Hi. You'll also see when a cat lands, while it's falling, it has all four legs out, but as it lands, they seem to lower themselves as close to the ground as they possibly can. This is because they're absorbing the shock and slowing themselves down. This is because they're trying to absorb the shock and slow themselves down. Because cats evolved to hunt and occasionally live on trees, they developed both jumping skills and falling skills, which is why you see them so good at it today. You're making it really hard to film this. And as, of course, they hunted and lived in trees, it became useful for them to be able to jump long distances or to be able to jump down from high. It also makes sense for them to climb me because I am warm. And they are climbing me to transfer my thermal energy into their own bodies. This doesn't relate to them falling, but it does relate to why I'm covered in cats. Can you please get off me? Hello? I should really be sitting down for this. Ow. Now, you may observe with your average cat that they are quite flexible, and unlike dogs, when you pick them up, they have quite the curve to them. This flexibility is so that they can land when they're falling. It allows them to take greater risks when jumping. Because, as everyone knows, a cat will always land on their feet. Or my feet, as the case may be. Do you think I have enough film? Do you think I have enough film? Habibi. Habibi. Ow! As a cat falls, they will rotate their upper bodies and lower bodies simultaneously in either the same or different directions. But it can be at different paces or in different directions. As a cat falls, they will rotate their lower and upper bodies at the same time to achieve the effect of having their feet aimed at the ground by the time they land. They rotate their upper and lower bodies because that creates, due to fluid motion, due to fluid friction, as they move through the air and they rotate, they are able to change their own, what's that word? They are able to change their own position in relation to the ground. Cats also use their extremely agile spines and bodies to climb things, such as people. Stop it! No! My phone is not something to hunt. My phone is not something to hunt. It's not. It's not. Oh. I have a cat on my back. I have a cat hunting the phone. So, because cats are exceptionally good climbers, they also have to be able to aim and land on the ground without hurting themselves. They do this through a variety of means, all of which involve physics. Can you please get off me? Okay.